So is the carnivore diet really healthy, or is it going to give you a heart attack? Hi there, my name is Sue, and if you've not visited my channel before, I've been on a carnivore diet for just over 20 months, getting some great results, and but still definitely very much on a journey of healing and getting this old body sorted out. But today I thought I would talk about the carnivore diet and whether it's really healthy. Now, the thing is, this no one really knows. Like the versions of carnivore that people are eating with our modern lifestyle is really a bit of an experiment. But there's growing evidence that it actually reverses heart disease and a lot of other conditions. So my feeling is that with the scientific studies and things online that are saying that meat is dangerous and everything, you have to be skeptical because most of these scientific studies and nutritional studies are not good studies. When it comes to nutrition, most of the time they give people a form to fill out and ask them to answer a whole bunch of questions about what they eat every day and then about their health. And so that's all really kind of speculative, and people tend to forget what they've eaten. They tend to lie about what they've eaten, to try and make themselves sound healthier or whatever. And so apart from locking people up in a room and feeding them, there is no real way to know whether a nutritional study has any validity at all. And so for the thousands of people now eating a carnivore diet around the world, I mean, that number is growing and growing every week as more and more people decide to try this and find out for themselves. You've got all these many thousands of N=1 experiments that are getting to a point where you can't ignore them. And, like I know for myself, my health has improved massively since I've been eating this way. And I feel better now, a lot better now than I did 2 years ago. I feel younger. I've dropped some weight. I've still got a lot of weight to go. But there's a whole bunch of symptoms that I had 2 years ago that I now don't have. So part of the problem with the carnivore diet is that because there's been all this information around how unhealthy red meat is and that it's going to kill you if you eat too much of it and too much saturated fat, it kind of messes with the heads of people around you, friends and family. And so, you can see people kind of look at you a bit weird and they think you're a bit nuts, and you can see them kind of watching with interest as time goes on to see what actually happens to you. And so, there are friends who are well-meaning or family members who are well-meaning who may try to put you off. I have a darling friend who sent me a couple of videos just recently about how bad the carnivore diet is, and so I just wanted that's the reason for me making this video. She probably won't watch this because I don't think she watches any of my videos, but that's the reason for making this video. So I'm going to talk about those couple of videos. So my friend is very spiritual, and she's had a body that's been fairly easy to live in all of her life until fairly recently, hitting menopause. And so when I first met her about 9 years ago, she ate anything. Like she would sit there and eat these amazing looking cakes and biscuits and things like that, and sweets and desserts. And she would say to me, "You should just eat it. You should just eat it." She goes, "I just eat everything and I just know that it's all good for me." And so then my body responds in that way. And because her experience in her body has been very different from my experience in my body, she didn't understand when I said to her, "I can't eat that because my body becomes a really horrible place to live." And she was quite convinced that it was just all, in your mind and your vibration, which does play a part. I know that it does. But she was quite convinced that was the reason, that she could eat whatever she wanted and her body just remained healthy. But now, 9 years on, she's in her 50s and she's going through menopause and she's gaining weight and she's having some problems. And so she's looking more at different information around health. So the videos that were sent to me, the first one was Dr. Simpson, and he was talking about Michael Riley, who was the Carnivore Kid on Twitter. Now, I had a look to see if the Carnivore Kid is still there. His account's still there, but he's taken his name off it, and he's changed the picture on there, and there really aren't any posts, so he's basically gone and deleted everything from what I can gather. So Michael Riley did 6 months on a somewhat lazy carnivore diet, and then he blamed his CAC score, which is a coronary artery calcification scan, on the carnivore diet. And Dr. Terry Simpson on his video is saying that is trying to make out that the carnivore kid actually had to have heart surgery for this, which he didn't. And he, from my understanding, the carnivore kid started taking a statin because his doctor scared him into believing that his diet was causing his CAC score to be high when his CAC score was already high. So this image from his Twitter account from 2018 shows that he already had a bad CAC score in 2013, 5 years prior. And when he had his next one, it was the same basically. So he'd been on a more meat-based diet, and so it hadn't got any worse, but it hadn't got any better, and that was when his doctor basically scared him into taking a statin, from what I can gather. So this is one example of someone trying to make out that their version of the carnivore diet has somehow damaged their heart, and when in actual fact that was already the case. It takes longer than 6 months to build up calcium in your arteries, is my understanding. So when I went looking for information on Michael Riley, I came across another video, which I can't find now, of a young fella who was saying that he was on carnivore for a month and it nearly gave him a heart attack. Same deal. So he already, like he talks in the video about how he already had heart disease and had stuff going on, and then he decided to try carnivore, and then he did some harder exercise than he normally did, and he felt really bad and felt like he was going to have a heart attack, and he was blaming it on the carnivore diet. It doesn't happen that fast. If someone's been on carnivore for a month or 6 months and they have a heart attack, it is from their previous diet. Now you also have to remember Dr. Terry Simpson, who was talking about Michael Riley. You have to understand that he's actually a bariatric surgeon. So he makes thousands of dollars, obviously, from people who are overweight and obese. And this is the thing, is like you've got to, like with all of this stuff, you kind of got to follow the money sometimes to see where the financial interest lies, because that is often the driver for a lot of this information around nutrition and health. So yeah, so the thing is that the carnivore diet, as I said, like all of our diets at this point in time are a bit of an experiment, to see what works for us and what doesn't. All we can do is kind of pay attention to our own health markers, how we feel, how we look, how our body's functioning, our mental health. And if there are things there that we don't like the direction of, then create some change. And so for those of us who are eating a carnivore diet, that's what we're doing, is we're experimenting. And for most of us, we're finding that our health is improving and that we're feeling pretty bloody good most of the time. So all we can do is our own little N=1 experiments, because I said at the beginning of this video, a lot of the science is manipulated. The nutritional studies are absolute garbage. There is very little of anything really solid out there for us to actually glean truth from. And so if we are looking better and we're feeling better and we're getting some blood work, which, I mean, even the blood work is not a fixed science, but if we get some blood work, that can kind of give us a bit of a guide as to where we are. My thought is always to go with the way you feel in your body, go with the way you feel, go with your intuition, go with your gut instincts, what feels right for you. Are you getting healthier? Are you getting less healthy? Are you looking better? Is your skin good? Are your eyes good? It just, if there are things that are improving in your health, then you're on the right track. And it also makes sense to me that we should eat foods that our ancestors ate. I mean, the biggest problem in this world today is that there is so much stuff out there being sold as food, and it's just not food. It's just garbage. It is processed chemical junk that has got no nutrition, but has been created by people in laboratories to make money and make you addicted and keep you going back for more. And that stuff is only ever going to cause ill health. It's never going to create a healthy body. And so if we focus on the foods that our ancestors have eaten, that other humans have eaten for eons, then that has to be the best way to go. And in the case of humans, that's meat and maybe some plants. But if you're eating plants, then there needs to be some understanding of the toxins in the plants and how best to process those plants to get rid of the toxins. And so, yeah, that's a subject for another day. So if you have got any comments or questions, fire away below. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe. And I thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you again another day. Bye for now.